And just returned a couple of weeks ago from our Business Leader Conference in Southern California. This is an opportunity for our owners, our management teams of all of our offices in the U.S. to get together for 2 days and just exchange ideas. They talk about, how do you run your sales meetings? What are your great training sessions? What are you doing for open houses? Marketing, advertising. But a real important part that they all look forward to is what we call the interfirm. We divide our offices into small offices and larger offices. Those offices that have 10, 12 people, those offices have maybe 25 or 30. They provide their financial information, and then we provide a workbook for them when we begin that interfirm. It's a half day, it's about 3 hours, and we give each one of them their own workbook. And so it identifies things for them. We start right off the bat, their net profit. What is your net profit versus offices of your same size versus offices for all of the Harcourt's offices in the U.S., regardless of size. We break down things like, how many average agents they have, new listings per agents, how many sales, how many closings per agent, gross commission income. All these things are broken down so they can see how they compare, once again, with offices of comparable size. And then we get into some hypotheticals. This is what we call targeting production improvement. What if you just increase your sales force by 2 people? You went from maybe 10 to 12, from 6 to 8, from 16 to 18. What if you just did that by 2 people? And we show them numerically how much that would impact their gross commission income, their GCI. What happens if you increase your settlements, your total closings by 10%? Just 10%. And when I say 10%, I mean if they're closing 10 deals a year, that would be 11 deals a year. And then we also suggest this. What if you raise your average commission rate by just 2%? And I don't mean from 5% to 7 or 7 to 9. I mean just 2%. The average commission around the country today, from what I see, is more around that 2.5% range. And so when we say 2%, what if you raise your commission you charge from 2.5 to 2.7? That 2%. Well, for our smaller office category, I'll give you actual numbers. They raised their gross commission income from $450,000 to $590,000. Just those minor changes. We get into the GCI, total revenue, the payout. What are you paying out to your agents? What percentage is on average? So you can see how you compare to your other fellow offices. Your overhead costs, your salary costs, your gross profit and your net profit. It's all broken down so you can compare yourself. And then we get into, we have bar graphs to show people, the listings that you're taking as an office and, your average per agent. New listings per agent, gross commission percentages, gross commission per sale, gross commission income per agent for the year. Some people like to see the annual numbers. Some people like to see it broke down monthly, and we do both. And then the real important one is the net profit. And you can see right here in black and white, actually it's color, you can see how you compare percentage-wise in your net profit versus offices of your same size, and then offices for all sizes combined. We get into the overhead expenses, advertising, leases, automobile, marketing, staff costs, salaries for management. It's all broken down once again for your own company, how you compare with offices of your size. This kind of information, I've been around this business over 40 years. I don't know of another organization that goes to the trouble, the expense, the time to put something like this together. We're very proud of this. Our offices look forward to those 2 days. We have a tremendous turnout, and they take it very seriously, and they walk out of there on cloud 9 with information they're armed with that'll help them be more successful, more profitable, and overall happier. And that's what this thing is all about. If you'd like a little more detailed information, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to share some of these things with you.